many people have been saying, and I agree, that Breach is kind of a culmination of a bunch of different sounds that we've seen from the band over the years. And so because of that, because it has sounds from all the previous albums, it could make sense to say, well, if these songs weren't on Breach, what albums would they be on? Shouldn't take long, only 14 songs. I am including Dragpath. And because there's 14 songs and 7 albums, technically speaking, there should be 2 songs per album, but I'm sure it won't actually line up that way. But let's get started with City Walls. I think this is pretty obvious for me. We'll put this on Trench. Raw Fear is a bit harder to say. Kind of gives me Clancy vibes, though. It reminds me of Routines in the Night, right, with the kind of sound effects. Well, okay, let's just get this out of the way. Drum Show, definitely Clancy. It sounds like Next Semester in Navigating. You know, it's not a repeat, but it's very much in that style. Raw Fear, I may move to Scaled and Icy. Hold on to that thought. Drum Show, definitely Clancy. Garbage, definitely Scaled and Icy. Maybe that's a hot take, but I definitely see Garbage as a Scaled and Icy song. And then The Contract, I don't know. I'm kind of, it has definite Vessel vibes to it with those synths, but it's also very much blurryface coded. I'm going to put it in Vessel for now, but I could see it in blurryface as well. And we might have a ton of Vessel ones, and that might incline me to move it to blurryface. We're not doing this for the sake of balance, but I also am torn between it, so I'll kind of see as we go along. Downstairs, so this is hard because Downstairs, from my understanding and from when it was written, was considered to be on Vessel. But I do agree that I think it has a bit more of a regional best vibe to it. Certainly, I think I can better picture it existing as a song on regional best than I can on Vessel. I don't know exactly why. I can see it on Vessel, but I can also definitely see it on regional best. Robot Voices, major Scaled and Icy vibes from Robot Voices. I think someone else said Trench for that one. I definitely see Scaled and Icy. Center Mass, Clancy. Reminds me a lot of a Backslide kind of thing. Maybe self-titled, maybe regional best. Right now, kind of Clancy. I might move Center Mass, though. That one's a little trickier because to me, it sounds like a very unique song, unlike anything they've ever done before. Cottonwood, 100% Trench. Can't argue with that. Cottonwood for Vessel or Blurryface. No, I have to put that on Trench. It reminds me of Leave the City, Neon Gravestones, Bandito, right? All those kinds of songs. Yeah, I don't see it on Vessel or Blurryface as much. One Way is what I pictured Scaled and Icy sounding like before we got the album, if that makes any sense at all. Definitely seems like a Scaled and Icy song. I could kind of see it on Trench, right? We get Cut My Lip is like a really slowed down version in some ways. I don't know. Maybe that's the wrong way of thinking of it, but all right, we need something for Blurryface, right? Days Lie Dormant, Days Lie maybe Clancy. Yeah, that's my inclination too. We're getting very Clancy heavy here, and that's not necessarily unlikely, but Tally is Blurryface. Sure. I can see that. I agree. Tally's Blurryface. I could have seen on Clancy as well, but yeah. Intentions. I mean, definitely Scaled and Icy, right? No, that has to be on Vessel. No two ways about that. So Dragpath, I definitely think is Blurryface, because it very much reminds me of Goner. It's kind of like a Goner Trench mix, or a Blurryface Trench mix, but I'm leaning much more to Blurryface on that one. So, okay, I could also see Raw Fear being on regional best. Anyone understand what I'm saying by that? I want to put something in self-titled, right? I think it's not quite accurate to say none of these fit into self-titled. Could Days Lie Dormant go into self-titled? Yeah, see, Tally I can kind of see in self-titled, but I do agree later it's kind of just a Blurryface song. What about Center Mass and self-titled? Well, that doesn't quite work. Yeah, we shouldn't force anything. I agree. Maybe there's nothing like self-titled, which, to be fair, Josh wasn't part of the band then and stuff, so kind of makes sense. Feel good about this? I feel pretty good about this. I might move The Contract back to Vessel. That's definitely my instinct.